Hey counselors, welcome to another video from Counselor Tips. In today's video, I am going to be covering motivational interviewing stages of change. It is another popular technique that is associated with motivational interviewing, and this is a pretty lengthy and hefty video, so I encourage you to bookmark it and come back to it. Visit and revisit in order to really know the stages of change, how to identify when clients are in it, and how to help them move from one stage of change to another. The stages of change are these: pre-contemplation, contemplation, action, maintenance, termination, and sometimes we add in the relapse phase. Using the stages of change can be confusing to some. There are some key things that we're going to be listening for the client's readiness to change. We are listening for the darn C: desire, ability, reason, need, and commitment. This is covered more deeply in the Counselor Tips Change Talk video. I encourage you to watch that to get clarity on darn C. The preparation stage. The goal of the preparation stage is defined by the client has decided that they need a change. The client prepares to make the specific change. The client will be using baby steps, combining initiation with behavior change criteria. The key thing for counselors to look for at this stage is clients are experimenting with change. The task for counselors is to continue to explore the ambivalence and encourage clients to address the barriers to turn their change into a full-fledged action while shifting their motivation into actual skills. In this stage, clients are prepared to take action in the next 30 days. This is where clients really are invested and believe that their change can lead to a healthier life. They may experiment with small changes, but their determination grows. As their determination grows, their change increases, and you will see clients becoming more determined to make the change. It may be things like starting to exercise or cutting down on smoking. Those are just two examples. In this stage, you will want to help support clients as they identify their obstacles and assist them in problem solving. We want to support clients in developing options, their ideas, our ideas, ideas from others, and we're trying to get the client to move into an agreement for a direction of change. As clients prioritize their actions, it will build their self-confidence and their likelihood to succeed. We help clients evaluate their existing skills for behavior change and highlight any kind of ambivalence or internal conflict they may have. In the preparation stage, we also want to help clients identify their support system and encourage them to use their supports. We encourage clients to make small steps, and so you can liken this to a client using interventions and objectives right from a treatment plan. The action phase. The goal is the client has changed their behavior and their intention is to keep moving forward. A few things we're looking for when a client is in an action stage is that the client is taking definitive action towards change. They're modifying their behavior, the experiences, and the environment. Short-term changes would be in place, and the client is planning on long-term changes. The task for counselors is to ask about the successes and difficulties. We provide generous amounts of praise and admiration for the client's work. In the action stage, the client has changed their behavior and sustained it for 6 or more months, and their intention is to keep moving forward with that change. Clients may exhibit this by modifying their problem behavior or acquiring new behavior. Let's face it, the action stage is the most exciting stage for counselors to witness Many failed attempts provide evidence that if the prior stages have been glossed over, action itself may not be enough. Any action taken by the client should be praised by the counselor because it demonstrates a desire for a lifestyle change. Basically, as a counselor, you want to provide the client with continued support by remaining connected to the client's pursuits and actions. We help the client revise their plan as needed. We help the client focus on restructuring internal and external cues, as well as their supports as needed. Counselors will also help bolster clients' self-efficacy in dealing with obstacles. Lastly, we assist clients in recognizing and addressing loss while reiterating the long-term benefits of change. The maintenance stage. The goal of the maintenance stage is to consolidate the gains that happen during the action stage. There is sustained change that has happened by the time the client has reached the maintenance stage. The client wants to and works towards preventing relapse in this stage. The key thing that we are looking for or seeing in the maintenance stage is that the client will maintain new behavior across time. The task for us counselors in this stage is to ask clients about their successes as well as their difficulties. We want to be generous with praise and admiration, and we want to help clients work towards developing a relapse plan. In this stage, clients have sustained their behavior change across time, generally for 6 or more months, and they intend on maintaining the behavior going forward. In this stage, clients really want to prevent relapse that may have occurred in the earlier stages of change. Maintenance and relapse prevention really incorporate strategies so clients can maintain this new change across the long haul of life. There may be discouragement over occasional slips that have happened before as the client has recycled through the stages of change before reaching the maintenance stage. If they become too discouraged, they may just give up. So it is our job to continue to encourage them and provide them with generous amounts of admiration and praise. Basically, you as a counselor will want to follow up with support to the client, reinforce internal rewards, and discuss with the client prevention and coping of relapse through the maintenance and relapse plan. Lastly, there's an additional phase called termination. In the termination phase, what we see is that the client's change is permanent. They have no desire to go back to the old behavior, and they are sure they will not relapse. Since the termination stage is rarely reached, we want to check to make sure that clients are at least maintaining the maintenance stage of change. Now, if there is a relapse, we want to understand that relapse is not uncommon during lifestyle changes. Here's the key things that we'll see during relapse. A client will have returned to the undesired thinking and behavior. A client may feel demoralized because of a relapse, but please help them understand that relapse is sometimes a normal part of the process of change. The task for counselors is to re-engage the clients in the process of change. Acknowledge the client's previous and current behaviors as they're committing to, again, making that change. In doing so, we can help minimize the client's discouragement. If a relapse has occurred, counselors can support clients by highlighting things that the client has learned through the relapse and what they've learned about the process of change. The relapse can be framed as an invitation for strategies to change, maybe developing new supports. This can help clients move to a more intense level of intentionality. We can help clients focus on the successes that they made, such as, hey, you were able to not do whatever behavior it is for 6 days. That's amazing. It shifts the focus from failure, offers encouragement, and can promote positive problem solving. The client should be able to walk away while processing the relapse with more realistic goals. You probably want to try and help support the client investigate what happened that the maintenance plan failed. And here we're not just reviewing the plan, but also revising it. We want to help the client figure out where they're re-entering the stage of change and encourage the clients to continue to move through the stages of change from where they've re-entered, emphasizing their gains and knowledge from their previous attempts and successes. We would also help the clients evaluate their triggers for relapse, assess their motive towards change, and any barriers that might get in their way from moving through the stages of change towards successful maintenance at this time. After helping the client evaluate all of this, we help support the client with stronger coping strategies as they again move towards the success in making the change in behavior that they desire and maintaining it. Thank you for joining me on this pretty hefty, lengthy video on the stages of change. Hopefully it can help support you as you're assisting clients entering in at whatever stage they're in, evaluating when they do kind of recycle through stages or relapse back into previous stages to help them re-enter at a stage that's a little further along and help them move towards the success of maintenance. Optimally, we want the client to be in the maintenance stage or help them work to complete termination so that they are ready then to face life or a new lifestyle in a completely different way than they presented in counseling. If you found this video to be helpful and you think it could benefit another counselor, please consider sharing it, especially if somebody is just learning about motivational interviewing or has some confusion about the stages of change and wants to get clarity. If you find that you're learning from this channel, please consider subscribing to the channel and turn on the bell. That way you know when I have a new video. I'll see you soon.